Okay, this is a recording, or like a replay, so I'm just narrating. But this is a case 1 landing. So the first goal is to reach 350 knots, I think, at 800. Let me see. Can I turn on my fucking... I don't have a pointer, do I? Whatever. So, yeah. So I put on the TACAN channel, which is like a radar, and their channel is 74. So I put that in, and then on this left display, you can put a heading on it. And so you put the heading that ship's in, minus 10 degrees for the runway offset, and that's that arrow right there. And you can actually see the arrow on the center of the hood. I don't really use it too much right now, but the number in the bottom right of the hood, 0.4, 0.3, 0.2, that's using the waypoint data in that HUD, in the display. So I'm going to do a 1% G turn. At 350 knots, that's 3.5 G turn to the left after 1.5 miles past the carrier. And during this turn, I'm going to do flaps and gears. It's going to increase my drag, but it'll also give me lift, which I want during the turn and not during the straightaway. During the straightaway, I want to be less than 200 at around 600 altitude. That little E-shaped bracket on the HUD shows my angle of attack. Right now I'm trying to stabilize my speed and altitude. I'm a little low. So I start aiming above the horizon, try to get some altitude. And at this point, there's no pitch control, meaning I'm not going to pull back on the stick because that's too much input. So you leave it to just pitch trim, which is the small stuff, and throttle control to control rate of descent. So right now, my velocity vector is aimed just below the horizon to maintain about a low rate of descent. Everything's looking kind of good, but as I'm starting to pull into the last 90-degree turn, I'm a little left, and I'm not sure I can correct it, and I'm starting to balloon up. So I throttle off to see if I can get it, but the rate of descent is too much. You see in the upper right, it's minus 1800, which I try it, because fuck it. But I didn't hit the deck, so there's nothing gonna catch. So I clean up the configuration and reset just before the downleg turn. So I'm going to pull that 1% G turn again and try to reset the landing approach. So I'm trying to get that bottom right number to the waypoint to be between 1.5 and 2 or something. It's a little high right now, so I know I got to keep turning. Now it's reading 1.8, so I start straightening out and try to get my speed and altitude set for the last turn. So I'm at 1.3 away from the carrier, which is fine. I'm trying to really get to the altitude, so I'm overcorrecting. So that E bracket right there is a combination of velocity vector and I forget what the other one is actually, but overall it's the angle of attack. And when your velocity vector is in the angle of attack bracket, that means it gives you the greatest chance to catch a hook on the deck wires. combine that with about minus 750 rated descent, and that's optimal conditions to catch a hook. So everything's looking good. Aim just below, decent rated descent. I'm bracketing really well. And lining up really well. Trying to put the velocity vector on the runway now. I'm starting to notice I'm a little high. Rated descent's too high. But I throttle off anyway and slam it onto the deck. Might have broke a wheel there, but yeah. So rated descent optimally is minus 750, but there it was near minus 1500.